Hey, it's Kim. I'm going to do a 60-minute flow today. Thank you for joining me for your practice. Whenever you're ready, you can get started out in child's pose. So forehead resting on your mat, knees together or spread wide. So big toes touching and just taking a moment to settle in. Maybe setting an intention for your practice. You can gently roll your forehead from side to side if that feels good to you. And just breathing here. So just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Take a big breath in, filling up. Long exhale out, letting go. So big breath in, fill up, expand through the ribs and back ribs. Exhale it all out, just letting go completely. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way up to our hands and knees. So stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll take a few rounds of our cat-cow. So inhale your crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale to your cat, round your back, push out all of the air. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. So just taking a few rounds of each, moving with your breath. Just warming up your spine. We'll go ahead and make our way back to a neutral spine, neutral position, and take a few hip rolls to the right. Make your way back to center. Go ahead and switch directions. Take a few hip rolls to the left. We'll make our way back to center. Come into your extended puppy pose. So walk your palms toward the top of your mat. Spread your fingers wide. Melt your chest toward your mat. Reach your tail to the sky. So just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Maybe feeling your chest expand with each inhale. And slowly walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Press back to your first downward facing dog. Take a nice deep bend in here. Press your left heel toward the mat. Bend your left knee, press your right heel toward the mat. And then walk out your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. Oh my God. So just pedaling out your feet down here. Sorry, anchovies is crawling into things. Stop it. Go ahead and slowly make your way back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. Reach that right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. Maybe rolling out your ankle. Trying to press equally into both palms, keeping your shoulders square to the top of your mat. Reach that right leg to the sky. We'll step through to a lunge. Drop that left knee, reach your right arm to the sky. Maybe walking your gaze up to the palm. Maybe taking that right hand to that left hip pocket, just peeling your shoulder open, pressing into that left hand. If it feels okay, maybe walking your gaze toward the sky. Go ahead and release that right hand. Step back to your downward facing dog. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. Maybe rolling out your ankle. Again, trying to keep those shoulders nice and square to the top of the mat. Reach that left leg to the sky, step through to a lunge. So drop that right knee, press into the right hand, reach that left arm to the sky. So back pressing into an imaginary wall, reaching through those fingertips. Maybe bringing left hand to that right hip pocket. We'll release that left hand to step back to your downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out your feet and then tiptoe feet toward the top of your mat. Heel toe your feet toward the outer edges. Grab opposite elbows, come into your ragdoll. So maybe swaying from side to side. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. So just breathing here. Go ahead and release your hands, heel toe your feet back to about hip width apart. So inhale, halfway lift, pull your crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale, take a nice deep forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to your high push-up. So pause here, shoulders over wrists. Pressing into the balls of the feet, engaging the core. Go ahead and exhale to low. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale to downward facing dog. So we'll take 3 rounds of our sun A's, moving with our breath. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Coming back to your breath. Back to your intention. So focusing on the breath and just letting go of everything else. Go ahead and inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. We'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. So tuck your tail, sink your weight toward your heels. Lift your chest. And just find that sweet spot for you. So trying to stay nice and light in all 10 toes. And just breathing here. So one more inhale. On your exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. We'll reach that right leg to the sky. Step through and rise up to your warrior one. So back foot pointing toward about 10 o'clock. Right knee over that right ankle. And just squaring your hips toward the top of your mat. Maybe making a connection overhead. Just pulling the biceps toward the ears. Maybe pressing into those outer edges of the feet. And just breathing here. So rooting through the feet, lifting through the hands. Go ahead and open up to goalpost arms, so expand across the chest. And then release hands to your lower back. So interlace fingers, shine your heart, and then right shoulder to that right thigh. So just relaxing your head and neck. Let those arms fall forward. Maybe gazing at the arch of that back foot. So just coming into your humble warrior. Go ahead and release your hands to the mat. We'll step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that left leg to the sky. Step through. And rise up to your warrior one. So back foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock. Pressing into those outer edges of the feet, lifting the chest. Maybe making that connection overhead, pulling the biceps toward the ears. Just breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Go ahead and open up to goalpost arms. And then release hands to lower back. Maybe interlace fingers the opposite way. Shine your heart. Left shoulder to that left thigh. Coming into your humble warrior on this side. So letting those arms fall forward. Letting go of your head and neck. And just letting it hang nice and heavy. Go ahead and release your hands. We'll step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So take a big breath and rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels toward the mat. So we'll take 3 rounds of our sun bees, moving with our breath. Always knowing you can skip the flow and meet in downward facing dog. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky, step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky, step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky, step through, reach and rise. Warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here, coming back to your intention, coming back to your breath. So nice long inhales through the nose and exhales through the nose. You can add any movements or take any adjustments that feel good to you, maybe pedaling out your feet, maybe shaking your head yes or no. Go ahead and inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press your heels to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. One more time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. So press into your palms, reach your tail to the sky. Melt your chest toward your thighs. Take a slight micro bend in the elbows. We're going to keep our feet on our two separate planes, two separate running boards. Step that right foot forward and rise up to your crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long. Just pressing into the ball of that back foot. We'll take a gentle twist to the right, so left arm to the front, right hand to the back. Reach those arms in opposite directions. Maybe staying here. Maybe bringing that right hand down the back leg and reaching that left arm to the sky. So really reach through those fingertips, get a nice stretch in that left side body. We'll bring hands to heart center and twist to the right. So left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So pressing into your palms. Try to peel those shoulders open. So stack your shoulders, wrists, and elbows. If you want, you can take that right hand into a fist, pressing it into the palm, trying to help to peel you open. And then maybe opening up to fly. Go ahead and release your hands. Step back to your high push-up. Pause here. We'll roll our heels to the right and come into our side plank. So taking whatever variation feels good to you. You can drop that right knee, stagger or stack your feet. Just reaching that left hip to the sky. Maybe extending through those fingertips. Maybe flexing your feet. We'll come back to our high push-up. Pause here. Bend that right leg, right toes to the left side of your mat. Coming into your wild thing, so reaching through those hips. Head and neck can be neutral or dropped back. We'll make our way back to our high push-up and then exhale all the way down onto your belly. We'll bring our arms out to a T, right cheek to your mat, and then left toes to the right side of the mat. So just breathing here. Go ahead and come back to center. Bring your left cheek to the mat. Bend the right leg, right toes to the left side. So any subtle movements with that right leg might intensify the pose. Just getting deeper into that shoulder. So just finding that sweet spot for you. We'll go ahead and come back to center. Bring our hands under our shoulders, tuck our toes. So press up to your high push-up and back to your downward facing dog. So we want to keep our feet on our two separate planes, two separate running boards. Step that left foot forward and rise up to your crescent lunge. So pressing into the ball of that back foot. We'll take our gentle twist to the left. So right arm to the front, left arm to the back. So reach through those fingertips. Pull in those opposite directions. Maybe staying here, maybe releasing that back hand down the leg. Reaching that right arm to the sky. We'll bring hands to heart center, twist to the right, or twist to the left. So right elbow to the outside of that left leg. So press into those palms. Press into the ball of that back foot. Maybe bringing that left fist into your right hand, really pressing to help peel your body open. Maybe opening to fly. Just breathing here. Go ahead and release your hands, step back to your high push-up. We'll come into our side plank on the other side, so roll your heels to the left. Try to stack that shoulder over the wrist. Reach that right hip to the sky. Maybe flexing those feet, maybe reaching that right arm to the front of the room. We'll go ahead and come back to our high push-up. And exhale all the way down onto our mat. So we'll set up for our locust pose, so relax your arms by your sides. Zip those legs up together. So we're gonna lift our chest, lift our legs, palms down, pinkies squeezing in. Head and neck, just a natural extension of the body. So engage those arms and then release that right cheek to your mat. Thanks, buddy. We'll go ahead and bring those legs together. Lift the chest, lift the arms. Go ahead and release your left cheek to your mat. So we'll come back up. If it feels good this time, you can interlace fingers behind your back. So again, nice neutral gaze. And then release your right cheek to your mat. So we'll come up one more time. If it feels good, you can bend your knees, catch your ankles, and lift by pressing the legs into the hands. So remembering to breathe. So we'll keep the legs bent, stack your hands into fists. Just let those legs windshield wiper from side to side. Maybe rolling out the forehead. Go ahead and let your legs fall nice and long. Bring hands under your shoulders and we'll press back to our child's pose for just a moment. So spreading your fingers wide. Feeling the support of your mat. Just coming back to your intention. Back to your breath. We'll go ahead and make our way back to our tabletop position. We're going to thread our needle. So we're going to inhale that right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle right cheek and shoulder on your mat. So you can stay right here if that feels good to you. If you want to bring that left hand to that right hip pocket, you can. Or you can extend that left leg nice and long, pressing into the ball of the foot, getting deeper into the shoulder. Or if you want to add balance, maybe lifting that leg to hip height, flexing the foot. So just finding that sweet spot for you. We'll go ahead and make our way back up to our hands and knees. So we'll inhale that left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle. And again, just finding that sweet spot for you on this side. Maybe bringing right hand to that left hip pocket. Maybe extending or lifting the leg. If the leg is lifted, engage the core, flexing and pushing through the foot. We'll go ahead and make our way back to our hands and knees. And then just press back to your downward facing dog. So we'll bend our knees, gaze between the thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. So big toes touching, sinking your weight toward your heels. Tuck that tail, lift your chest. We'll release hands to heart center and twist to the right. So left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So try to keep those hips and knees tracking forward. Try to press into those palms, stacking the shoulders. Maybe opening up to fly.
Flat.
So one more inhale on your exhale, let it go, forward fold. We'll heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Take peace fingers around big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So let your head hang nice and heavy. Maybe swaying from side to side. Try to relax your shoulders. neck and back. Go ahead and inhale, halfway lift one more time. Pull that back nice and flat. And then exhale, forward fold. So you can keep the legs straight and work on flexibility. You can take a nice deep bend into the knees, relaxing the belly onto the thighs for more restorative pose. So just meeting yourself wherever you are today. Go ahead and release the hands, turn the heels and toes out, and coming into our Buddha squat. So you can bring the hands to heart center, maybe pressing the elbows into the legs. If you want to fly your crow, maybe planting your hands, spreading your fingers wide, maybe rocking toe to heel, front to back, or maybe flying your crow. So trying to engage the core, round with a nice cat back. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way back to our Buddha squat. Release your hands, forward fold, heel toe those feet back to about hip width apart. So we'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. So bringing hands to heart center, we'll twist to the left. So right elbow to the outside of that left leg. Press into your palms. Hips and knees tracking forward. Maybe opening up to fly. So one more inhale on your exhale, forward fold. We'll heel to our feet to the outer edges of our mat and come into our gorilla pose. So palms up, toes meet wrists. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So let your head hang nice and heavy. Try to let go of your shoulders. Relax your neck. And let any stress or tension just begin to pour off your back. Go ahead and release your hands, turn your heels and toes out. So coming back to your Buddha squat, maybe pressing those elbows into the legs, maybe flying your crow. So just breathing wherever you are. We'll go ahead and make our way back to our Buddha squat. And we'll take a gentle twist. So bring that right hand to the inside of the right foot. Reach that left arm to the sky. If you want to take the half bind, you can bring that left hand to that right hip pocket. Just trying to peel that shoulder open, maybe walking your gaze up. Go ahead and release that left hand to the inside of that left foot. Reach the right arm to the sky. Maybe walking your gaze to the palm, staying here, or bringing that right hand to that left hip pocket. Just trying to peel that right shoulder open. Go ahead and release that right hand. We're going to make our way into a seated position. So with knees bent, feet about hip width apart. And we're going to set up for our boat pose. So we want to pretend like our head is attached to a string coming from the ceiling, pulling us up. Engage our core. You can keep your hands on your mat or extend them. Knees can be bent or extended nice and long. Just trying to reach up through the crown engage through the core. We'll release our hands and feet. Press your hips and thighs toward the sky. Come up to your reverse tabletop. We'll release back to our mat, come back to our boat. So coming into whatever variation feels good to you, reaching through the crown, squeezing and engaging through the core. Go ahead and release your hands and feet. We'll come back to our reverse tabletop. So lift your hips and thighs. Head and neck can be neutral or drop back. One more time, we'll come back down and come back to one more boat pose. So lifting up, squeezing in, and then either coming to a reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Just lifting the hips, lifting the thighs. So we'll release back down. We're gonna rock and roll front to back, just massaging out our spine a few times. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. So you can either step back, if you wanna rock to your high push up, exhale to chaturanga, inhale to upward facing dog, exhale to downward facing dog. So just take a moment here to pedal out your feet. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. We'll inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. Reach that right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. We're gonna rock forward to a plank, bring that right knee to our right wrist. Press back, three-legged dog. Right knee to our left wrist. Press back, three-legged dog. Right knee to nose. Step through and rise up to your warrior one. We'll peel open to our warrior two. So right heel in line with the arch of that back foot. Trying to relax our shoulders. Maybe gazing over that right hand. We'll make our way into our side angle. So right forearm to that right thigh. Reach that left arm to the sky. Maybe to the front of the room. Can stay here or release your hand to the mat. Just trying to peel that left shoulder open. We'll rise back up to our warrior two. Make our way into our reverse warrior. So reach that right arm forward and then up and back. Staying nice and bent into that right leg. Left hand can relax down your back leg or wrap around your lower back. Just extending through those fingertips. We'll come back to our warrior two. Make our way into our triangle. So straighten that right leg, kick that left hip back. Reach forward, right hand coming to your shin, ankle, or toward the mat. Just trying to peel your top hip and shoulder open. Trying to stack your body on one single plane. We'll go ahead and bend that right knee, come back to our warrior two. Catch your hips, turn your toes in, heels out. We'll interlace fingers behind our back, shine our heart, and then forward fold. Letting those arms fall forward, relaxing your head and neck. And just breathing here. Go ahead and release that right hand. Press through the palm, reach that left arm to the sky. So pull your head and tail in those opposite directions. If it feels good, you can bring left hand to that right hip pocket. We'll release that left hand, press through the palm, reach that right arm to the sky. Maybe bringing right hand to that left hip pocket. Just trying to pull our head and tail in those opposite directions. We'll release that right hand, engage our core, catch our hips. Slowly come back up to standing. We'll pivot back to our warrior one, feet, and come into our pyramid pose. So square those hips to the top of your mat. Forward fold over that front leg. So relax your head and neck. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. If you want more on the shoulders, you can interlace fingers behind the back and let the arms fall forward. Go ahead and release your hands, take them a big step forward, reach that left leg to the sky. Come into your standing split. So relax your head and neck. Try to reach that left leg up a little bit higher than you think you can. We'll release left foot to meet right. So inhale, halfway lift, and then step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale to downward facing dog. So inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. We'll reach that left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. We're gonna rock forward to a plank, so reach that left leg to the sky. Rock forward, left knee to left wrist. Press back, three-legged dog. Left knee to right wrist. Press back, three-legged dog. Right knee to nose. Step through and rise up to your warrior one. We'll peel open to our warrior two, so left heel in line with the arch of that back foot. Just relaxing our shoulders. Reaching those arms in our opposite directions. And we'll make our way into our side angle. So left forearm to that left thigh, right arm to the sky. Try to lift up that rib cage. Maybe reaching that right arm to the front of the room. Maybe releasing your left hand toward the mat. Just trying to peel that top shoulder open. Breathing here. We'll rise back up to our warrior two and make our way into our reverse warrior. So left arm forward and then reaching up and back, staying nice and bent into that front leg. Right hand coming to wherever is comfortable for you. Really extend through those fingertips. We'll come back to our warrior two. Make our way into our triangle. So straighten that left leg, kick that right hip back. Reach forward, left hand coming to your shin, ankle, or toward the mat. Try not to collapse, trying to lift with that right side body. Trying to reach through those right fingertips. And just get that body on one single plane. So just breathing here. We'll bend that left knee, come back to our warrior two, catch our hips. This time we'll turn our toes out, heels in. Setting up for our goddess pose, so we want to pretend like our back is glued to a wall. Engage your core. Slide down that imaginary wall. Bringing arms to goalpost arms. Just breathing here. So tuck that tail. Go ahead and straighten the legs, reach the arms to the sky. We'll slide back down into our goddess pose and then release the hands to the thighs. So press right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Go ahead and switch sides, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. We'll come back to center, make our way back to standing. And we'll step back to our warrior one feet. So left foot pointing forward, right foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock. Square your hips to the top of your mat. We're gonna come back to our pyramid pose, so just folding forward, pull that left hip forward, or left hip back, right hip forward, folding over that front leg, maybe adding the arms for some extra stretch in the shoulders if that feels good to you. Just breathing here, feeling a nice deep stretch in the back of that left leg. We'll go ahead and release our hands, take them a giant step forward, reach that right leg to the sky. So relax your head and neck. We'll release right foot to meet left. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll inhale our arms to the sky. Go ahead and relax your arms by your sides. We'll set up for a couple balancing poses. So we'll root that left foot in our mat. Bring that right foot to your ankle, calf, or thigh. So press through that left foot. Reach through the crown. Squeeze into the center line. So root down, rise up, maybe growing the branches. Just relaxing your shoulders down your back. Maybe peeling that hip open, pressing the leg and the foot together. We'll release our hands, release that right foot. We'll take our tree on the other side. So left foot coming to wherever feels good to you. So pressing into that right foot, peeling open the hip. Hands can be at heart center, maybe growing the branches, reaching through the crown, and just breathing here. So just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We'll go ahead and release our hands, release our foot. And we'll take our tree one more time on each side. So maybe trying a different arm variation. So bring that foot to wherever feels good to you, just avoiding the knee. This time I'm going to interlace fingers, press my palms down, and then up toward the sky. So really pulling the body in opposite directions, trying to find that balance. Rooting down, reaching up. Maybe walking the gaze toward the sky. We'll release our hands, release our foot, and we'll take our tree one last time on the other side. So left foot coming to wherever feels good to you. Pressing the foot and the leg together. So just peeling open that hip. Maybe interlacing the fingers the opposite way. Press those palms down and then up, really reaching. Breathing here, maybe finding a focal point. We'll bring hands to heart center, release that left foot. Go ahead and roll out the ankles. Maybe roll out your wrists. We'll take our eagle pose once on each side. So go ahead, bring your arms to goalpost arms. We'll bring right arm under, right leg over. So just keeping a kickstand, go ahead and sink down into a chair-like pose. Squeeze everything into that center line. Maybe wrapping the foot, maybe reaching those fingertips to the sky. So sinking down, reaching up, squeezing into that center line. And again, just maybe finding a focal point. Go ahead and unravel the arms, unravel the legs. We'll take our eagle one time on the other side. So goalpost arms, left arm under, left leg over. So with that kickstand, sink down, squeeze in. Maybe wrapping that foot, sinking down, reaching up. Maybe walking that gaze toward the sky. Just breathing here. We'll unravel the arms, unravel the legs. Go ahead and inhale your arms to the sky. Interlace fingers, press those palms up. And then release right hand down the right leg. Reach that left arm over, peel your shoulder back, press through that left foot. We'll come to the other side. So left hand down, right arm up and over. Peel that right shoulder back. So sinking into the feet. Come back to center. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So reach that right leg to the sky, bend your knee, peel open your hip. Maybe rolling out that ankle. We'll come into our pigeon on this side. So right knee to that right wrist. So we want to keep this right thigh parallel to the edge of our mat. It can be bent to whatever degree feels good to you. And then just coming into your pigeon. So trying not to let the mind race, but just focusing on our breath, on our intention. So just breathing here. Maybe thinking let on your inhales and go on your exhales. If you want to take a little bit more in the hip and shoulder, you can reach that left arm to the sky and then thread your needle, bringing your left shoulder and cheek to your mat. So just letting any tension pour out. We'll go ahead and make our way back up onto our hands. Press back to your three-legged dog and just take any movements that feel good to you. Release that right foot. We'll reach that left leg to the sky, bend your knee, peel open your hip. And then bring that left knee to your left wrist. So coming into your pigeon on this side. So right leg nice and long behind you. Bent to whatever degree feels good to you. And then just slowly melting into your mat. Maybe just envisioning any tension just pouring out like water. So focusing on the breath, on the intention. If you want to take a little extra on that shoulder, you can go ahead and reach that right arm to the sky and then thread your needle, right cheek and shoulder coming to your mat. We'll go ahead and make our way back up onto our hands. Press back to your three-legged dog. So reach that left leg to the sky. Take any movements that feel good to you. Release left foot to meet right. We'll drop our knees, cross our ankles, and make our way into a seated position with our legs nice and long. So flexing the feet. We'll inhale the arms to the sky and then exhale, forward fold. So try to keep a nice flat back. We'll make our way back up to a seated position. So right foot to the outside of that left leg. Sit up nice and tall and twist to the right. So left elbow to the outside of that right leg. Reach the crown to the sky. Maybe walk your gaze toward that right shoulder. Just breathing here. and make your way back to center. Right leg nice and long. Left foot to the outside of that right leg. So sit up nice and tall, twist to the left. So reaching through the crown, maybe gazing toward that left shoulder, flexing through that right foot. We'll go ahead and come back to center. Can make your way onto your back, so knees bent, feet about hip width apart, and we'll set up for our bridge pose. So head and neck nice and neutral, arms by your sides. We'll press into the feet, lift your hips, lift your thighs. So open up across the chest. And just keep your head and neck nice and neutral. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, releasing back to your mat. So we'll come back up, press into your feet, lift your hips, lift your thighs. If it feels okay, you can interlace fingers behind your back, rolling onto the shoulders. Go ahead and slowly lower back down. We'll come up one last time so you can come into your bridge pose, or if you want to take wheel, maybe taking wheel. So just coming to wherever feels good to you. Then slowly lowering back down, coming into your reclined butterfly. So bring feet to touch, left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. So just breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We'll relax our hands by our sides. Bring our feet back to about hip width apart. Right ankle to the top of that left leg. Hug that left knee in. So just trying to let any last bits of tension pour out. We'll go ahead and switch sides. Left ankle to the top of that right leg. Hug it in. Maybe just noticing any differences on one side compared to the other. Maybe checking in, seeing where you're holding on to any tension, and just trying to let it go. We'll go ahead and come into our happy baby. So either taking peace fingers around big toes or grabbing outer edges of the feet. Maybe rocking from side to side, pressing your lower back into your mat. Go ahead and relax your hands by your sides. Reach your legs to the sky. You can roll out your wrists or ankles if that feels good. We'll curl up into a tight little ball. So give yourself a great big hug. Squeeze your fingers, squeeze your toes, squeeze all of the muscles in your face and body. And then just letting go. So coming into your final resting pose. So closing your eyes. Let your feet fall toward the outer edges of your mat. Have palms up to share and receive energy. Palms down to conserve energy. Just enjoying your last few minutes on your mat at your practice. We'll slowly begin to add movement. Maybe wiggling your fingers, maybe wiggling your toes. Maybe rolling out your wrists and ankles. So just bringing back an awareness to your breath and body. And whenever you're ready, slowly rolling over onto your right side. So just coming into a fetal position. So pausing here. And whenever you're ready, we'll make our way up to an easy seated posture. So bringing hands to heart center, the light within me honors the light, love, and peace within you. And together we bow forward and say, Namaste. Yay! Have an awesome rest of your day.